let's go. Obviously, it's working.
Automatic. Automatic. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic.
7 in the morning.
Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic.
You on Candy Camera, brother? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up with you, man?
How you been, brother?
Good, man.
Good, homie.
Low key, you know what the fuck?
Yeah.
You ain't driving today?
Yeah, I'm doing like these good white folks up early in the morning.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
You still spinning?
Yeah, I got some shit on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I saved it.
You did?
Yeah, I saved it.
Yeah, I ain't done nothing in about a year, but I got my shit. I'm back over here, so I'm gonna start getting off again.
All right, cool.
All right,
Good
baby
seeing
boy.
you, homie.
All right, homie, be cool. All right, my brother. Virginia Park. It gets loked after dark. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob, said the motherfucker. Let's peep game. You recording? Oh, it's recording. It's all gravy in the white man's navy. Look at this shit here. Check out this mural. Okay. Now the black and Hispanic babies, Pico Boulevard, they say on the corner. They teaching them. They're letting them express themselves with the art they playing, you know what I'm saying? But that's a recent add-on. Before they started this gentrification shit, they didn't do none of that shit, man. Yeah. They didn't do none of that shit. They didn't have none of this nice little library and that fucking mural up on the wall. They didn't have shit here, homie. But gangbangers, you know, congregating and police harassing us. You know what I mean? They didn't do none of this shit, bro. I remember one time we tore up this motherfucking lobby in here. So this place here in the park, at one point when it got really bad, they put a little substation up in here. Inside of this motherfucker, they put a substation in there. And I was doing community service one day in here with the homeboy Lil Thump. And I'm surprised they're doing this for these people. So anyways, me and the homeboy Lil Thumps, we're doing community service up in here. It's Cal Worthington, his dog Spot. Remember that? Hey, how you doing?
For the joy of the Lord is our strength.
Oh, I love Jesus. Yes, sir. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, they have church, they have food still.
Yeah? I'm pretty fond of food. I'm okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
God bless you.
Coffee and everything.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. So one day, they had the sub police station in here. And, all right, baby. Me and the homeboy Lil Thumps were in here waiting for our next command by the Duke Torres, police officer Duke Torres. And while we was waiting for him, they got a call, so they took off 911 with the lights on and everything. They left me and Lil Thumps here waiting alone. And what happened is, Lil Thump just got up out of nowhere. There was more pictures and stuff here. Like this lady, Miss Thelma Terry. You know, she did, you know, she did something here for this park. She named Virginia Park, says there. So, while we waiting for our next command, doing community service here, you know, doing cleaning up and stuff, we're about 15, 16. These motherfuckers got a call, and they took off 9, oh, excuse my language. So they got a call, let me and Lil Thumps here. Lil Thumps got up and we went on a rampage. He just got up and said, sometimes I feel like going loony. He started socking all the pictures in here and breaking them. And we proceeded to come out here while the police were on a 911 call or some bullshit. Some kind of call where they went code 3. We came out here, there was a black dude and a white dude playing basketball here at these courts over here, and their vehicle was parked right in that area. And them fools was shooting some hoops over here, you know what I'm saying? And it was lonely, like I said, there wasn't this much activity. This park wasn't that nice, it was pretty desolate. So while the cops was out on their call, Lil Thumps proceeded to go ahead and break into their vehicle and stole their stereo, I think it was an Alpine, and jacked them, went and put it up at his pad. He lived like a couple blocks down this way. He put that up at the pad. He came back and chilled out. We was chilling, waiting for these fucking one-times to come back so we could complete our community service, which really we didn't do shit, but sit around and pick up a few trash, do some bullshit. So, them white boys, they made a damn police report and fucking said this shit got broken into. So when Duke Torres and them, that's the officer, Duke Torres, came back, he asked me and Thumper, Chewy his name, he said, hey man, did you guys see anybody break into this car over here? These guys say they got broken into while they were playing basketball. Nope, nope, nope. We didn't see shit. So he's signing our fucking cards for our community service, right? He's signing the cards for the community service thing here at Virginia Park. He went ahead and signed them. While he's signing them, let me preface it. I used to be getting my slang on, so I was like, you know, I kept rock cocaine on me, even when I'm doing community service here. I had that dope on me, and this fool bot, he got a motherfucking 5-0 off me or something. No, he just got a dub off me. But my dubs was like a size of a 5-0. They were fat, especially to the homeboy. I gave him a big ass, little chunky ass rock. And when Duke Torres was signing our community service papers, this fool took that rock out of his pocket, Chewy, Lil Thumps, he had in his hand. And when the cop turned around to sign his paper, he bent over, he turned his back to us and bent over and signed the paper. And Chewy had the rock in his hand, and he started mocking, like he's pounding, like he's hitting him in the head with a hammer, but it was a rock. But he's, you know, he's not touching him, man. He's just mocking, hitting him on the head 2 or 3 times with that rock in his hand. With the rock, you know what I'm saying? Like between his fingers, like showing it. And I'm standing there going, oh Lord, please don't turn around and see this dude with that rock in his hand. Because then he's gonna want to search me, you know what I'm saying? And even though I had it concealed, you know what I'm saying? I had more than one. I had a lot of rocks on me. And that's just to show you what kind of nut that homie was. Let's roll down 22nd Street. Ernie G's house, where he made all his music and shit in the back. Me and him been mixing. We started out as babies, 12 years old. It's interesting because, you know, I grew up on that side of the hood, he's on this side of the hood. And we both took to hip hop like fish to water at a very early age. And you know, I can confidently say, and don't take my word for it, I think, you know what I'm saying, that me and Homeboy were the hardest DJs in the hood as far as scratching and cutting and mixing, you know. With all due respect to my brothers, you know, my black brothers that got down too, like Gerard and all them, you know what I'm saying? Even Mo Loke from Graveyard Crips, he used to get on the table a little bit, you know. There was quite a few cats, youngsters in our age, that got down, but it's just kind of interesting that You know, that in mine and a lot of people's opinions, that the two hardest ones was two Mexicans. And that's a black thing, hip hop. Well, not really, but culturally and televisically, Hollywood will tell you it's a black thing, but it's really a combination of many aspects in the ghetto, especially the music in the South Bronx, where the Puerto Ricans, Hispanics contributed it fucking 50% of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a ghetto thing. It's not a black thing. So here we are on 20th Street, and I'll come up here. You know what I'm saying? Up on top, Burger King, homie. You know what I'm saying? Burger King. I heard it being referred as Murder King. The infamous Eddie's Liquor Store, you know, where a homeboy was murdered during one of our wars. He was on a bike like I am right now. In the evening time, he came to get some beer. He got chased down. And he must have dropped his bike and ran inside this liquor store for protection. He ran in there, he ran behind the counter and was gunned down behind the counter. His ghost is probably prevalent in there, behind that counter, and among them beers and liquor bottles, because he liked to drink. That's one of your derelicts from the Hershon Manor. This thing is the Hershon Manor here. It houses, you know, like I say, wide range collections. What's happening, baby? It houses a wide collection of people with mental issues. What's up?
What up, man?
All right now. Hey, thank you, brother. That's Nelson Mandela there. He's a former resident of the Hershon Manor. Yeah, this is 19th Street. 19th Street. But you know what? I'm gonna roll back up 20th Street, man. Let me roll back down 20th Street, bro. So I can just point out some stuff over there. Roll that weed. Or whatever you're rolling up, a sherm stick. Okay, back on the Doso. Back in the heydays, you know, this part of the neighborhood, 20th Street, you know, this like the black side, you know what I mean? You know, we all dwindled, we all mingled up in here, but this was like 20th Street, you know. This was the graveyard side. I ain't gonna say they're hood, because it's our hood too, damn it. You know, we you know what I'm saying? We congregated around here heavily too, but you know, this was the graveyards area, graveyard crypts that we beef with, but before that, I grew up in school with them, man. You know, I can say to this day now that, you know, I got love for them. You know what I'm saying? I got love for the graveyard. You know, once everything is settled and done and said, some OGs, man. OG Crips I grew up with, man. So check this out. This is this wasn't here before. I would have rolled back there. But this is the Carter's Apartments. I call them the Carter's Apartments because there was a family here that used to sell weed. Let me go over here so you can see these apartments. So inside these apartments, across the street, 39, 20th Street. These apartments here, bro, I used to go in there and get weed A lot of drug dealing back then around here. A lot of drug dealing. It was vicious, man. And I used to go in here and get weed from an old lady named Miss Carter. They live on the right side, up one of these stairways. And I used to get weed from them. They were a family. That old lady liked to cook a lot. She would keep these little dime bags of weed inside like a giant champagne glass. It looked like a champagne glass. It was humongous though, like for a giant to drink out of. And it was stacked up with probably 400 or 500 little dime bags of weed because she sell them all day. One time, man, I was gonna trade one of her sons, Bernard. Her sons, Bernard and I can't remember all their names, man, but Bernard was my boy and his brother too, which I forgot his name. But I used to get weed from him. I used to trade them. Like I said, when I was a youngster, I used to sell that rock cocaine. One time, you know, I came to trade homeboy for a dime bag of weed. I walked up the steps. I had the rock in my hand. I knocked on the door, and the SMPD answered it. And to top it off, it was some cop that hated me, you know what I'm saying, named Gary Herman. He was so vicious and dirty narcotic motherfucker that he got demoted to traffic for planting some dope on my homeboy Money G, black brother I grew up with, went to school with. I was on 17th Street. So he hated me and him, man. He told me to my face, you know. He said, out of all the Mexicans over there in that neighborhood, the one I hate the most out of all them motherfucking spicks is you. He said, the one I hate the most of all the niggers is Robert Chamberlain, Money G. Because we were both hustlers and he couldn't crack us, so he hated it. And we were just kids outsmarting his old big grown-up ass, bitch-ass motherfucking weightlifting, steroid motherfucking ass. So to get back to my story, I went up the steps. I knocked on their door. SMPD opens, Gary Herman opens. And when he looks at me, he says, Carlos Maldonado. He said, well, come on in. As soon as he opened the door, I dropped that rock from my hand, and it was deathly quiet in that hallway before he opened his big mouth up. And I'm just shocked looking at him. And you can hear that rock going down the steps like a slinky. Clink, 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 clink. But to my surprise, luckily, that motherfucker didn't hear it. But he took me in the apartment. I came in the apartment. They searched me and shit. You know, they searched me. I didn't have nothing on me because I knew better than to be traveling like that. You know what I'm saying? I traveled, whether in a vehicle, on foot, or on a bike, you know, ready to die, ready to live, ready to flee, fight or flight, or, you know what I'm saying, dump my shit or eat it. And I'll tell you another story about eating that shit. So, this is the Carter's apartments. Get a little closer, bird's eye view. And the thing is, drop my bike like an idiot. The thing is that once they searched me, I felt bad, man, because I seen the old lady, Miss Carter. She was handcuffed, man. They had her seated on her couch. This is a old lady, man, probably in the 60s, late 60s, something, slanging weed to us, you know what I'm saying? And you know, she was a nice lady, bro. She was handcuffed and looked sad, and I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her, man, because, you know, who wants to be in that situation? I knew how it felt to be arrested, but I was a street thug, so I was used to it. I just felt bad that she was gonna have to undergo that dehumanization process just for trying to make it in the ghetto, you know? It's sad, bro. And this bike is pissing me off. Why are you making that noise?
Check this out, G. Mix master motherfucking devil. Coming at you with that real hip hop. Not that radio, remote control, mind control bullshit they play for you all day motherfucking long. Check it out.
discipline, remote control, synthetic. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic.
Yeah.
Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul. Automatic discipline, remote control, synthetic genetics, command your soul.